The last thing I want to do is get on here and say and piss people off to say, like, look, you're working a dead end job. That's not the case all the time because everybody's not necessarily working a dead end job. Where I came from and where I worked, I had a dead end philosophy. It wasn't a dead end job. There are ways that you can improve and move up in the company, but I had a dead end philosophy, and it's because based on my disposition, I didn't want to listen to nobody, and I wanted to create cash flow for myself through real estate. I'm dealing with people that are in real estate every single day, and I'm watching tried and true methods that actually work. So I said to myself, let me get down, let me study, let me double down on some study, let me figure out what it is that these people are doing. My customers, what are they doing? Because they seem like they're living a good life. Let me see what they're doing that I can be doing, that I could implement and figure out. So I remember a long time ago, I had this customer. His name was Angelo Biscali. He owns tons of buildings in Jersey City, New Jersey. And I would be working with him. And as I'm working with it, I thought to myself, like, I'm working with this guy, helping him get all the stuff he needs. He's a millionaire, doing all the stuff he needs for his properties. And let me start picking his brain. So instead of him tipping me big tips, he used to tip me huge, like $70 sometime. So instead of him tipping me, I stopped from the tips and said, look, I need a tip, like for real. How do I get into real estate and do what it is that you're doing? Now, when I first asked him, he didn't want to disclose the information, but I think it was based on a market situation. He didn't want to put me in a situation based on a market. But what he didn't realize is that I was willing to do the research. I'm going to do the research and figure it out. So basically, the one advice that he told me is don't buy anything unless it's a steal. That's the way he was an Egyptian guy. So he termed it, don't buy anything unless it was a steal. Now, a steal, if I had told somebody that, being an American, told another American, you would think I'm some one of those con artists, real estate investors and stuff like that. No, I am arrogant, and I pride myself in telling you I am not a scammer and I'm not a con artist. That's for people who aren't as smart. I was able to read the books and figure this shit out myself. The books, let me tell you the books. Raising Private Capital, Investing in Real Estate with No Money Down, Cash Flow Quadrant, ABCs of Real Estate Investing, Bigger Pockets, Podcasts, and more. All of those books are back there. All of those books are back there. So when he says, don't buy anything unless it's a steal, what that really meant, based on the reading that I've done, you don't buy property unless it's 70% of the ARV. So ARV is the after repair value. So whatever the after repair value will be, if this house is done up, you need to buy it for 70% below that. That may sound crazy, right? Sounds crazy. But when I figured that out, at 70% below market value, think about that. That gives you cash flow, and that gives you a chance for the property to appreciate. So not only will you get cash flow, you will get appreciation depending on the type of property you're looking into. And we'll get into that shortly. A lot of the guys that I was working with, the customers, they were invested in multi-family properties. It wasn't just single family. And there's a single family strategy too. They were invested in multi-family property. And I noticed these people were in Jersey City. It's very expensive in Jersey City. I didn't know much about the market in Jersey City or the sub-market of Jersey City. What I did know is my home field advantage, where I grew up, Irvington, Newark area. I knew that home field advantage. Essex County, I understand Essex County duplexes and how they work. Now, based on the 70% rule, based on what Angelo was telling me about buy a steal, I had to study the market. Now, what does somebody mean by study the market, right? So for me, study the market, all I did was go on Zillow, Trulia, all the places that MLS where they had listings of houses. And I studied the houses and I looked in the Essex County area, how much are duplexes going for? How much are three families going for? How much is the highest going for? How much is the lowest? And I see, and I can figure out in between what we're looking at, and also based off the interest rates. So that's very important too. See, when you find a deal, when people use the term deal in real estate, right? Deal is nothing but a real estate transaction. How good or how bad the deal is, it depends on the individual preferences and what they're looking to get out of the deal. Everybody is different. What I was looking to get out of my deals is cash flow and appreciation. So that's why I stuck with the 70% rule, because at 70%, when I buy something and I put my own money into it, fix it up, and I have the tenants paying it back, I'm forcing appreciation. Now, a lot of this stuff that I'm talking about right now, people will put inside their courses and things of that nature. But I say to myself, like, I'm an expert at duplex, multifamily duplex in Essex County, New Jersey. That's what I know how to do. That's what I can help you with. And that's what I'm going to give away for free. I don't look to do no course or anything like that, because I don't understand what these guys are doing in the course. They're teaching you stuff that you can probably do yourself. The issue is a lot of people might have is coming up with the capital to get into these deals now based off the high interest rate. And what I would say is look for the capital. where I looked for my capital was the 401k, stock investments, everything that you're probably invested in now is probably where your capital would come from for a big investment as far as where it comes to real estate. So basically I'm saying a lot of people have the money, or some people are in a house right now, or in real estate, and all of your money in your savings is stuck into the equity of the house, which you can take out and buy another duplex or which you can take out and buy another house that'll cash flow for you and help you out with your expenses. So saying a real estate game is easy, I'm not going to say it's easy, but it takes a pragmatic approach to be successful. That's what I would say. It takes a pragmatic approach to be successful, and it takes education. Now, I have a lot of people, I know a lot of people that's into real estate, but they're not necessarily into the books like I am too. No issue. Everybody doesn't need to read. I get it. But what makes me so confident in being on here and talking to you guys and saying what I'm saying is because of the education that I sought out for myself. It's about investing in the right deal. Duplexes in Essex County, you can get them. I'm looking at stuff 350. Like, okay, so for example, especially if you have the 20% now, if you have the 20% down based on this market, I think we're at 6.5%, 7% interest rates. Based on this market, if you have 20% down and you're looking in the Essex County area, I know what rents can go for. I mean, you're talking about if you get 3 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and you deck it out, make it real nice, you're talking about anywhere between $2,200 to $2,500 you can get, depending on the area, depending on how well you deck it out, depending on the quality and the construction of the house, or the 2-family house that you're getting. Let's go $2,100 to $2,500 for a 3-bedroom, 1 bathroom, right? I'm looking at prices in Essex County for duplexes for $350,000. Now, granted, $350,000 is nothing to sneeze at, but a lot of people have the money that they need to put a down payment inside of other avenues, whether it's your stock, whether it's your 401k, or whether it's inside of equity in a house that you already own or somebody you know owns. So if you come to them with a good deal, that's the thing. It's all about the deal. When you come with a good deal, you don't necessarily need to have the money. But for those who do have the money, let's say you do have 70 grand that's sitting around. You put that into a $350,000 property. I'm just telling you right now that cash flow can be anywhere between $2,100 to $2,500 a month. You say, how is that possible, Ronald? Okay, so what? You put $70,000 down on a house that's $350,000. So I think you might have a mortgage of $280,000. That mortgage might be $2,500, $2,600 a month. One unit, I told you, can get you either between $21 to $2,500 a month. So let's move it up. Let's say $2,400 a month. You're less with $200 a month that you have to pay to take care of the mortgage yourself. But remember, you have a whole nother unit. In this particular plan, you don't live in a house. You know, this would be an investment property. You have one unit pay for the mortgage, about 95% of the mortgage, and the second unit, which would be your cash flow. Boom. And now, with that house being $350,000, you put $70,000. That's 20% down. So there's your equity right there. So your mortgage is $280,000. Now take that same duplex in Essex County, New Jersey, right? And you stretch it out for 6 or 7 years. And this is all about how you feel, because the market changes. You can't dictate and time the market. But do you feel that house in 7 years is going to be worth $280,000, which is your mortgage? The answer would probably be no. It's probably going to be worth more. But you can go back in that same house in a year and a half, 2 years, keep your credit correct, keep your debt to income ratio correct, and take back out your $70,000 in what's called a refinance, a cash out refinance. Basically, you improve the property when you bought it. You have a $280,000 mortgage. You put $70,000 down, and you're going to come back to the bank in a year with great credit, everything correct, debt to income ratio correct, and you're going to ask for $70,000 or even more. But let's say $70,000, you want a $70,000 cash out refinance. So now, guess what? Your mortgage is really $350,000 now because the house has a $350,000 mortgage, and now you have $70,000 not to spend. No, we're not flippers. We're investors. Flippers are gamblers. We're not gamblers. We're investors. You take that $70,000 and you do what's called a 1031 exchange. You exchange that into another property around the same price point, because you know the price what you're looking for. You invest that into another property and do the same thing over. Here go Marshawn Lynch. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And that's it. And you have your pragmatic plan of how you're going to be financially independent. There you go. Something simple. A lot of these gurus, they're talking about 250 unit buildings. That's not where I'm at right now. Where I'm at right now is just, first, let's create financial independence. Not the quick way, the slow way. Figure out a great deal. Be pragmatic about it. Put it together. Remember, 70% of the ARV is what I've been reading. 70% of the ARV is not only what I've been reading, is what I have practiced. 70% of the ARV, which is the total after repair value, 70% of it. So you want to be way below it. Okay. So that's what you do. You do that. You put 20% down. And where did 20% come from? To be honest, I don't know where your 20% is going to come from. When I did a deal years ago, I was able to do 3.5% down on FHA. I had to put $6,225,000 down on a $180,000 property that was a multifamily property, way undervalued, needed a lot of work. I put my own money into it, and boom, and this raised the value of the property as the years went along. But that's with 3.5% down. And I don't, at 6.5% interest rates and these high prices, I don't really like FHA deals. I don't see FHA deals where I can cash flow the way that I would like to cash flow. So that's why I'm not presenting that to this in this video right now. But the 20% down, if you were able to have the 20% down and you're in the Essex County area, and this is home field advantage for you, you know how to live here. You know how to live here. With that amount of money down, you should make at least $2,100 to $2,500 a month cash flow from one property if you can buy it at $350. So that's why my price range when I look is $350. If I see somebody have something for sale for $350, in my head I'm thinking, okay, this person has a different set of plans, different set of goals, but my goals and my plans is geared towards this price right here. $350. That's $70,000 down. That's $280,000 mortgage. That's definitely $2,500 a month cash flow, and it's forced appreciation from the tenants paying a unit. It's simple math once you get into it. But the reason why I can spit it this way and be confident is because I have all the research and the education that I enjoy doing. So if you like this video is about real estate, duplexes, in Essex County area. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I talk about plenty of things on this channel. I like to just help and inspire people, and I like to talk shit too. So some of the times I'll be talking shit, but this time I was talking some serious sense into those who might be wanting to invest in real estate. I'm Ronald West. This is Ronald West TV. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button if you like this type of content. Peace.